play an aspiring actress.
Yes.
Did you draw on any of your own experience when obviously you yourself at some point were an aspiring actress?
Oh no, definitely not, because this is a very comical take at it, and even though I would like to think I'm not that ditzy or dumb, this character is it's a very comical take on a lot of the misconceptions or stereotypes that some people have about actresses. You know, the makeup and the costumes, and it's a funny take on it. So it's not in a serious life that I can draw as a parallel on from my own life. So it's more not taking yourself too seriously and having fun with the whole thing.
You've had several successes with Akshay co-starring films together. Is he a lucky charm for you? How does that equation work?
We don't know who's lucky for who, and everyone says that, and I don't know whether I'd put a tag on it. I think on a whole, I've just been really, really fortunate with my films in general. I mean, whether it's Ajab or New York or Rajniti, the audience have been tremendously supportive, and with whoever's in the film. So to me, I think the film is always king, and if the content is good and you're genuine about what you're trying to do, and you're doing movies for the right reasons. You're not doing movies for a business proposal or to put together a project. You're doing it for the love of films and cinema. Then I think it's always usually rewarded. The audience senses that and they come in.
Let's talk a little bit more about this acting, that it's a role of you as an actress. What advice would you give to any of my readers who are aspiring actresses or actors themselves about when you got started, and what would you tell them?
I think the first thing is you must be very realistic and very prepared for what is going to happen and isn't going to happen. That's very hard to predict until you give it some time and you really genuinely try and you give it your best shot. But then you must try and understand the feedback. Don't give up easily, but be realistic about maybe where you fit in, maybe what is right for you. Don't have a set perception of, no, I only want to do this type of a thing. Be open, listen to people, get good advice from the people who are experienced in this field.
So tell me, when you started off then, did you receive any advice from anybody?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at that time I started off as a model, so I met all the good photographers, Farooq, Atul, all of them. I listened to their advice. I worked very closely with them. Even in the ad films, I worked with good directors who I tried to just watch them very closely, and the same eventually in my entry into films. I spent a lot of time on my set and just very observing.
Tell me, are there any specific films that you've seen when you were kind of thinking of becoming an actress? Any scenes in films that you thought, oh, that is just the most amazing scene as an actress, I wish I could nail that scene?
No, because I didn't really grow up in Hindi cinema. Okay. So I watched a lot of MGM musicals, and for me, the most magical part of those films was always the dances. I always thought that was so beautiful and very... It's very magical, there's enough tragedy, enough sadness, enough pain in life, in our own life that we go through. So for me, I've always seen cinema as an escape. Maybe that reflects in my choices somewhere.